Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be finding out what happens if Arthur is the one who collects all of the dinosaur bones instead of John. So in case you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, you can collect 30 dinosaur bones in a stranger mission called a Test of Faith. And this can actually be triggered from the beginning of Chapter 2 by speaking to a stranger who we find out is paleontologist Deborah McGinnis, who is excavating fossils just to the southeast of Horseshoe Overlook. And if you approach her, this is what she has to say.
What are you doing?
I am the leading amateur paleontologist in the nation, and not one university will hire me because, unlike them, I actually have ideas.
You're a what?
I study dinosaurs. You know, big lizards.
Are they real?
Of course they're real, you nincompoop. And everywhere.
Everywhere?
This state was once a vast, shallow sea that had the most incredible animal that could walk, swim, and fly. Quite unique. I call it Totalisaurus. Just for now. I'm trying to gather all the evidence. This Deborah McGinnis.
Arthur.
Good to meet you. Could you give me a hand here, please?
Of course.
Yeah. Listen, if you find any of these bones around the country, send them to my homestead at Furwood Rise in Cumberland Forest. Or mail me the locations. I'll reward you handsomely for your efforts.
Sure. Why not?
And we'll be proving a lot of stuck-up buffoons very, very wrong. Which, trust me, is the very best thing about science. Good day to you, sir.
Good luck. I'll keep my eye out for you.
So essentially, this paleontologist, Deborah McGinnis, is looking for your help to find 30 dinosaur bones scattered across the country. And each time you find the location, you have to post the spot in which it's located and send her a message, and she'll give you rewards along the way. However, the dinosaur bones is one of the few collectibles in game where some of them are in New Austin. And as you guys know, by the end of the game, at least Chapter 6, Arthur cannot go in New Austin. He's not allowed to go there. So that would mean the only way in which to complete the dinosaur bones would be to do it as John. So theoretically, the only way it would be possible to meet Deborah McGinnis in the future when all of them are completed is if you were John Marston instead of Arthur Morgan. However, there is a glitch that will actually allow Arthur to go to New Austin. Now, I'm not exactly too sure how it's done. I'm sure you can ultimately look this up. In fact, I think this further proves the fact that Arthur was supposed to be in New Austin in some way, shape, or form, so that he could potentially get these dinosaur bones. And if you are in New Austin as Arthur, you can actually go get the dinosaur bones yourself, which means there would be no need to collect them as John. Now, in case you guys are wondering what the rewards are, if you just find one of them, which is super easy to do, you can actually get a quartz chunk, which I'll talk about the use for that in a bit. If you collect 15, you get a skull statue, which you can either use as a collectible or you can sell. And if you get 30 of them, you get Deborah McGinnis's invitation, which you will get the jawbone knife. Now, in case you're wondering what the quartz chunk is actually used for, it's used to create the bear claw talisman, which requires a silver chain bracelet, the quartz chunk, and the legendary bear claw. And if you craft this, it will decrease the speed at which the health core drains by 10%. So overall, it is a really good item to have. So collecting all 30 of these dinosaur bones is certainly worth your time. And the dinosaur bones are also required if you're looking to get 100% completion of Red Dead Redemption 2. So this is something that you're ultimately going to have to deal with. So once you've collected all 30, you'll eventually get a letter from Deborah McGinnis. It's called Invitation from Deborah McGinnis. And it says, the Totalisaurus is complete. I was right. I was right about everything. This is the vital missing link in the evolutionary timeline. The line in the geological sand, a riddle solved. I did it. We did it. The universities will rue the day that they ever rejected my candidacy, but I want you to see it in the flesh, or should I say in the bone, before I share it with the world. Please visit me at Firwood Rise in Cumberland Forest as soon as you possibly can. Prepare to understand the world as never before. All the very best, Deborah McGinnis. So once you receive that letter, you can then go to her location, and I'm actually going to show you what happens as John first. So this is what's supposed to normally happen when you meet Deborah McGinnis.
Hello there. Who are you?
I'm a friend of Arthur's. He passed a few years back, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
I've been sending you the bones since then.
Oh, I wondered why there was such a hiatus. Well, come in. I cannot wait to show you the fruits of your labor. You'll be quite amazed. I was right, of course. Quite right. Lovely to see you. Here, just as I thought. Totalosaurus West Elizabethus. The Elizabethan Megasaur.
That's quite a monster.
Oh, it'll change everything. It's incredible. Tail. Fins for swimming. 3 pairs of legs so we could run extra fast, even in mud. Large tusks for doing tusky-type things. And long spines that acted as wings. They said I was a fool, a silly old woman. I was right all along. Oh, this is the happiest day since my sister died. But that's another story. Thank you. I will, of course, share the credit.
Oh, that's okay. I like to keep a low profile.
Really?
Yeah.
I must give you something. Something valuable. Here, take this. The handle is genuine Stegosaurus bone.
Wow. Thank you. All the best.
The same to you, sir.
So as you guys heard and saw there is unique dialogue between Deborah and John that says Arthur passed away, and that would explain the hiatus of 7 or 8 years between the dinosaur bones being delivered. Now, what's funny enough is Deborah McGinnis doesn't look like she has aged a bit, which, as I'm sure you guys know, a lot can change in 7 or 8 years, so I thought that was kind of funny. But there was unique lines of dialogue there, which is kind of cool. Now let's see what happens if you visit as Arthur, and you'll notice that it's a little bit different.
Oh, lovely to see you. Come in. I cannot wait to show you the fruits of your labor. I think you'll be quite amazed. I was right, of course. Quite right.
So as I'm sure you guys noticed, the end result was exactly the same. Deborah McGinnis shows you the dinosaur bones and you end up getting the jawbone knife. But Arthur clearly doesn't mention the fact that he's passed away, and Deborah McGinnis doesn't mention the fact that there's been a hiatus, because neither of those have occurred. Otherwise, that would have been very awkward. So this once again brings up another interesting topic. Was Arthur supposed to go to New Austin? And I think the answer is yes, because you can clearly see that they recorded the lines of dialogue there for Arthur to receive and submit all the dinosaur bones and to get the jawbone knife. So he's done the lines of dialogue, even though it's technically impossible without glitches. So that's interesting. Now, another thing that I found interesting is that Deborah McGinnis doesn't refer to them by name when they're turning in the dinosaurs. She never says Mr. Marston or Mr. Morgan. It's always Sir, which means that it could be used for both encounters. So I don't know about you guys, but I found this very interesting, and I once again think it backs up the fact that Arthur was at some point in time supposed to go to New Austin in some way, shape, or form, whether that was during the Blackwater Massacre or whether that was him not dying at all at the end of the game. It's something interesting to think about, and I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. So definitely let me know what you're thinking down there and more. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.